Reading starts with our ears. Does that sound funny to you? It sure was foreign to me when I first heard it, but it's true. Let's explore language through sounds today. Before children can learn to read, they must be able to hear and play with the sounds in words. This is known as phonological awareness. But what is that? It's things such as rhymes, syllables, beginning sounds, segmenting, such as the word cat, segmenting out k, a, t, and blending, the opposite of segmenting, where you hear the segments k, a, t, and can blend to make the word cat. Oops. We all make mistakes, don't we? I make some of the biggest blunders. Here's some of the top mistakes that are made around teaching your child to read. At one end of the spectrum is ignoring or neglecting to practice letter sounds with your child. Maybe think it's the school's job, or you didn't know, you're too busy, or just turn them over to screens. On the other end of the spectrum is pressuring your child to learn letters and sounds, a drill and kill style, stressing about school readiness and having high expectations in your culture and family. It's okay, it makes sense. Some parents may feel less than qualified to teach their child. Others simply don't know the important connection between sounds and reading skills, and many have sought solace through screens. If you're in one of those categories, I want to just assure you you are the foremost important teacher in your child's life, and you are perfectly equipped to teach them yourself. Now that you're learning, today is the best day to begin. Are you a parent who feels it's important to get ahead early on? You're on the fast track, you've got to compete with everybody, others' kids, or perhaps you're following traditions of how you were taught? Rest assured, you can still hold on to your values and teach your child early on, while also instilling a love of learning in a playful, supportive way. Wherever you found yourself, I want to encourage you to do these two things. One, start practicing letter sounds and letter recognition together with your child. It's easier than you may think. And also, when you're exploring letters and sounds early on, have an emphasis on play, not pressure. Play is so effective and engaging for your children now and throughout their lives. Including play is as simple as ABC. I want to introduce you to these three components to keep in mind as you explore letters and their sounds with your pre reader. A stands for all about me. A, B is for bite size. B is for, and C is for connection. Let's dive a little deeper into each of these. A, all about me. You want to get to know your child as best as you can so that you can teach to their natural style of learning. And here are some ways that people love to learn best. Some are auditory and musical, enjoying singing and listening and hearing to different sounds. Others are visual, they like pictures and seeing symbols, objects, diagrams, and charts. Others are logical. They ask questions. They see patterns. They like to classify and categorize. Another style of learning is kinesthetic. These people love movement, doing, touching, building, having hands on activities. And another is tactile, also enjoying hands on, loving different textures, and experiential learning. Finally, take into account, does your child enjoy learning more in a social setting or solitary? Do they love groups and brainstorming with others? Or are they more independent, introspective, and like spending time alone in their own company? B stands for bite size. We want to introduce concepts to kids in a way that is manageable. If you take a look at this little girl and this humongous sandwich, Clearly, there's no way that she's going to attack that in one bite. Uh-uh. We need to break it down into bite-sized pieces and keep it simple. When we do, it feels manageable, fun. We build confidence and feel competent in the work that we're doing. So keep it simple, keep it to small, bite-sized learning. This might be the amount of content you share and or the amount of time that you spend doing it. Finally, the C is for connection through play. When I think about connection, I think of it in two different ways. One, the social emotional. You have such an opportunity to connect with your child and feel bonded together as you interact through play. The other connection that's happening is brain connection, and your child is able to connect with the content that you're teaching when you present it through play. So let's get your game on. I want to share with you 3 fun and easy activities to get you in the game. Hopefully, you'll see that these are versatile. They can be done anywhere that you go, and especially in those places that you are often in the car, at the grocery store, around the dinner table. Integrate these games in your everyday life. First is I Spy with My Little Eye. When you practice I Spy with My Little Eye, you can incorporate all the different phonological awareness activities just through this game by changing it up each time. The first I'm going to share with you, and I'll give you an example using the word hat for all of these games. So let's say we want to practice rhymes. You could say I spy with my little eye something that rhymes with cat. And there in front of them is a hat. Cat, hat. They both end with at. That's a little rhyme that I do after we find rhyme words so they can really hear those ending sounds. Rhyming words, you can tell your child this too, is rhyming words have the same vowel and ending sound. You can also play I Spy using the segmenting skill. So if you point out I spy as something yellow and it's a yellow hat, they find the hat and then you ask them to sound it out. At hat. And then the next play goes on. You can also play I Spy with blending. Maybe you give the clue by giving the segments and they have to form the word. So I spy with my little eye a yellow at, and they see it and they say, yellow hat. Great job blending. Perhaps you're working on looking at letters in their actual form, and you can play letter recognition with I Spy. Maybe there's a sign with a hat on it and it says the word hat. So you can say, I spy with my little eye the letter H, and they will look around for the letter H. And finally, you can work with letter sounds by saying, I spy with my little eye something beginning with the sound and they can find the hat. Hat starts with H. So those are 5 different ways to play I Spy. You can do this everywhere you go. Singing is another great activity to be able to do with your child anywhere you go. And obviously, we are listening to different sounds. There are some great real songs, some silly songs. You can look for name songs to practice their name, or activity songs to do things that you're actively doing, like cleaning up or getting in the car. I used to make up songs everywhere I went. So don't be afraid to just be silly and make up songs as you go. But here's a list of some songs that I love and would recommend starting with. Willaby Wallaby Woo. Willaby Wallaby Woo. An elephant sat on you. Willaby Wallaby Wee. An elephant sat on me. Now we change it to names. My name's Amy, so I'll start with my name. Willaby Wallaby Wamey. An elephant sat on, and then they get to say Amy. Willaby Wallaby One. An elephant sat on John. Continue this with all the names in your family, their friends. It's a fun, silly game, and it's rhyming. Then I highly recommend having a little cleanup song. It makes it a little more fun and engaging when you're cleaning up, and also can bring in some rhymes. Clean up, everybody everywhere. Clean up, everybody do your share. And then here's some other songs that you may be familiar with, or if you're not, go ahead and look them up on YouTube or Spotify, wherever you listen to music. Down by the Bay is a great one. The Itsy Bitsy Spider. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Open, shut them. Give a little clap, clap, clap. Open, shut them. Lay them in your lap, lap, lap. Another one is 5 green and speckled frogs sitting on a speckled log, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. Or 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. And don't forget the timeless ABC song. But if you will listen in, please, 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 I want you to do the ABC song with a twist. Take a look at my ABC chart here. If you've, I want you to come back to me if you've gotten distracted here. Notice how the letters have, with the green turquoise circles behind them, highlighted behind them, those are where we're going to have stop points in our song. And I like to clap or snap with the kids when we do this. So this is much like your traditional ABC song, except in the traditional song, there's an element OP. And that really confuses kids because there is no element OP, right? And there's also a Y and Z, and there is no Y and Z. So we're going to sing each letter clearly in this alphabet song. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Now I never will forget how to sing the alphabet. It is a great song to sing, and singing it this way allows every letter to have its clear place in the spotlight. Okay, our final activity for this just get you up and going is I call syllable shopping. Great one to use in the grocery store or when you're cleaning up the house and looking at objects. Maybe you want them to eat something on their plate at dinner. Have your child clap the number of syllables in different food names or in different objects. How many syllables in apple? Apple. 2. How many syllables in pineapple? Pineapple. 3. How many syllables in milk? Milk. 1. Start hearing the different sounds in words. Such a fun and easy thing to do. You have your clappers everywhere you go and different objects that you can look for. Of my A to Z playbook, learning letters the fun way through play. I'm so proud to get to share this with you. It's a new creation that I made that is based on my years teaching the Mommy and Me classes. We would do letter centers from A to Z. And again, I want to remind you that as you are just beginning, as your child is young and pre reading, you're just introducing your child to different words and that they have sounds in them. So let's say you wanted to work on the letter B. You can play with objects that begin with that letter, like bubbles, blocks, bouncy balls. And as you play, just talk about these things without a big emphasis on having to do much else. You just start to notice, and it'll be fun to see your child noticing it too. Other activities in this playbook will be specifically giving you opportunities to create or highlight or locate letters, such as this fun Play-Doh, where they formed the letters FUN out of Play-Doh, you'll have opportunities to do things directly teaching letter formation and connecting it to the name and the sound of the letter as well. Here's a sneak peek at the playbook. On this page, you can see that it highlights the letter of the page. There will be pictures of objects that begin with that letter. Typically, I'll have an animal with a fruit or a food, so you can point those out to your child. And I want to just turn your attention to the black icons. Each of these is representing a style of activity. So, going back to your child's learning style, there's a key at the beginning of the playbook that explains these. If your child is musical or artistic or tactile or kinesthetic, you'll be able to have a quick peek and see which of these activities are geared towards that. And again, some of the activities simply start with the letter A, and others are focused on the formation and sound of A. So you have a song in here, you have some painting with apple prints, and others are letter specific to making a letter, finding a letter in magazines, and looking for letters on a map. And if you'd like to get your hands on the A to Z playbook, you absolutely can. It's available in my store on my website at sparkjoywithamy.com. If you didn't get the A to Z playbook, don't worry. I've got some free stuff for you here. I want to get you in the game. So let's get you hopping with some hopscotch. Hopscotch is a great activity. You've got your kinesthetic. You can have your child write with chalk. You can put letters in there or words when they're starting to do learning words. And if you get my free tutorial on hopscotch, it is followed by a free PDF. My game time guidebook gives you 3 printable games that you can just print and go. They're easy games, simple things, pretty familiar to families, but I show you ways to play and learn that you can take from now into their future as they're learning more reading skills. I hope that you're feeling the excitement and energy around getting to play with your child, feeling the let's go. I want to encourage you to just get started, do small steps, keep it simple and fun and light. Take a small step in the right direction, and you will be able to see the power of play, the connection that comes from it, the joy, the self esteem that grows in your child as they are capable to do so many fun things. It's an amazing world that we live in, and it's so fun to see our kids start to take hold of the knowledge that we share with them. So let's connect. I can be found on Facebook and Instagram. On Facebook, I have a free Facebook group that's called the Reading Playground. It's linked here, and you can look up the Reading Playground. But there I share games that I'm using to teach reading that you can easily pick up and do for yourself. If you have questions about struggles or obstacles that you're having and want some ideas, you can ask me directly there, and I will answer as soon as I can. And also, if you'd like to get coached, I love to do free um, live coaching in the Facebook group and on Instagram at Spark Joy with Amy. So, those are a couple places to find me. Also, again, my website is sparkjoywithamy.com. I offer coaching to homeschool moms or any parent who is looking to just get some ideas for how to integrate play as they teach their child to read and write. That is my specialty. It's my superpower, and I want to impart it to you. So I would love to hear from you and get you in the game so that you feel confident as you move forward teaching your child throughout their learning journey. It has been a true joy to share this information with you today. Thank you so much for your loving care to intentionally engage with your child through play. I hope you find it to be as magical as I have with my students. Remember, keep it simple, bite sized content, high engagement, and joy through games. Never forget, you are loved. My hand in yours, it's game time.